So you want to get on camera, you want to start using video for your business, but you're super uncomfortable in front of the camera. You get all nervous and you get sweaty and you think you look crazy and all of those things. So it holds you back from not creating the video that you need to be creating and you know you need to be creating. So today, I'm going to give you 5 ways to get comfortable on camera. All right, guys, so let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I lost a ton of weight, like 75 pounds, and I was in the best shape of my life, and I felt really good about myself. And then my business picked up, and things got busy, and all of that life stuff happened, and I gained a little bit of weight back. So when I first started wanting to incorporate video in my business, specifically YouTube, I was like, no, I don't want to do it now because I can lose that weight and then I'll feel better on camera and I won't look back at these videos and be irritated or whatever. And so I let it hold me back for a couple of months before I finally was like, screw it. I need to be on camera and I need to be doing videos to better my business because I know that's where business is right now. Just recently, Amy Porterfield put out an episode of her podcast where she talked about the reason she wasn't comfortable on video is because of her weight. So if that's you, or if you have other reasons why you're not comfortable, maybe you literally just, like the camera comes out and you freeze, this video today is for you. So I've come up with 5 ways to help you get comfortable in front of the camera. And some of them may annoy you. You may be like, okay, Jessica, that sounds amazing, but that's easier said than done. But I'm going to try and explain them the best I possibly can and hopefully get you to believe me. Okay, so tip number 1 is to just do it. Now, this is something I tell people a lot is, once you start doing video, at first, you're going to pick apart every little thing you do. You're going to say, oh my gosh, my eyebrow moved funny, or my mouth does that when I say my P's, or my hair was like all funky, like, ugh. You're going to pick yourself apart, especially as a woman. Like, we pick ourselves apart so much. And I am living proof that the more you do this thing, the more you get on video, the more you watch yourself, the more you're like, I can't re-record that, I don't have time. The more all of that goes on, the more you are going to get comfortable on the camera. You will stop noticing those things, or if you notice them, they won't bother you as bad, especially if they're things you can't fix. It's fine. Going back to the weight thing, I am super comfortable on camera with you guys. I'm super comfortable going on a live or filming a video or whatever, but I'm still not comfortable with my weight. And I could totally let that hold me back, but I'm not, and I encourage you not to either. So that was number 1, just do it. I promise that the more you do it, those little things that bother you, those little things that you're self-conscious about will go away. So even if that means you have to record a bunch of videos, watch them and edit them, and never let them see the light of day just to get comfortable with seeing yourself on camera, do it. So the second thing kind of goes hand in hand with the first, and that is just to practice. Set up a challenge for yourself. Use apps that don't let you edit and have high production value. So my example here is, maybe you decide you want to go live on Facebook every day for the next 2 weeks. Well, they're live videos and you can't edit them, right? Like, they're just there and you're just you, and the people are just the people. And so there's no way to have any kind of post-production process, and it's just out there for the world to see. The more you do that kind of thing, the more you get comfortable on camera. Even though that's your phone, it will translate over to recording videos like this. So practice, practice, practice. Set a challenge for yourself and make yourself go live or get on camera pretty often so that you get comfortable with it. Now, you can use Instagram stories, Facebook Live, Snapchat, anything like that to have these little moments in time where you're going live and you know that you can't fix anything about it. And it's okay because you have valuable content you want to share with your audience. So use Instagram stories, use Facebook Live, use Snapchat if you do that, and practice, practice, practice. Now, number 3, there are going to be things that you do in your videos that you don't like. There's going to be things where when you watch back, you're like, why did I do that? I played with my hair the whole time, or I was monotone, or I looked like a deer in headlights, or whatever. There are going to be things, I promise, that when you look back, you're like, why did I do that? I need to change that. Make note of those things and be conscious of them the next time you get on camera. Now, if it's something about like the way your mouth moves or the way you talk with your hands or something that you just physically can't really help, those are things you're just gonna have to get over, and I promise the more you do it and practice, you will get over those things. But if it's stuff like the shirt you were wearing that day made you look kind of frumpy, or maybe you like stroked your hair the whole time, or you played in your hair, or you played with your earrings, or touched your nose, those kind of things can be fixed, and you can be very conscious about them every single time you get on camera, so that when you look back, you're like, oh, that wasn't that bad. So if you have these things, put them on a sticky note next to your camera, or on your camera, or on your light or your mic or something, and every time you go to reach for your earring to play with it, because that's a nervous habit, you will see that sticky note and be like, no, don't play with my earring. Okay, got it. So go ahead and embrace the things that you don't like about your videos. Take note of them and try and fix them next time. Number 4, exaggerate your personality and have fun. Guys, one of the biggest parts of getting on camera is like, I don't have a good enough personality for that, or I have a funny accent, or whatever, but embrace who you are and exaggerate your personality and show up as your best self on camera. It will come across that way to your audience. They'll be like, oh, she's really confident in what she does, or he's really confident in what he's talking about. So show up in the world in an exaggerated way from what you would normally talk to somebody, right? Like you wouldn't normally walk up to somebody in the grocery store and be like, hey, oh my gosh, how are you? You're amazing. This is awesome. But that is probably how you need to go on camera. Smile, guys. Don't let your nerves get the best of you. Smile and exaggerate your personality just a little bit, because the exaggeration won't come across in the video. Now, I'm not saying to not be who you are. If you're not that person who is animated and crazy, don't be that person on video, but embrace who you are and then take it up a notch or two. So if you're silly and fun and crazy, let that come across in your videos. The whole point of using video for your business is to let people get to know you. So if you're sheltering your true personality and not letting people see that, they're not getting to know you like they need to be getting to know you to eventually be a client or a customer of yours. So let it all out, exaggerate your personality, and don't forget to smile and to have fun on camera. And then the 5th way to get more comfortable on camera is to act like it's somebody you know, somebody you're really comfortable talking to. Maybe it's your spouse or your best friend or your dad or your mom or your sister or whatever, but pretend that the camera is somebody you know and somebody you like to talk to and you would normally be this person with. Now, this can be a little weird, and it's one of those things you just have to put in your head, right? Of like, okay, so act like I'm talking to my sister, act like I'm talking to my husband, act like I'm whatever. So that when you get on camera, it's not the camera, it's the person. And you could totally go as far as like taping a picture or something like that on your camera, and you act like you're talking to that person. Because when you're talking to somebody that you're really comfortable talking with, it comes across in the video. Now, that tip is usually a temporary one, right? Like as soon as you do kind of get comfortable talking to the camera, you can take the picture of the husband down or the mom or whatever. And that way you're just comfortable talking to your camera and you know the people you're talking to. Another way to use this tip is to pick somebody in your existing audience, somebody who you know loves you so much, and talk to them. So let's say in my Facebook group, Rising Video Rockstars, I have almost 5,000 people, and of those 5,000 people, there's like 20 or 30 of them that are highly engaged, and they're always on my Facebook Lives, and I know what questions they would ask me, and I know how they would react to me, and all of that. I could pretend that I'm talking to those people, pretend that I'm going live, and pretend that I'm getting interaction so that it doesn't feel as scary. So those are the 5 ways for you to get more comfortable on camera. Now, if you want more tips like this, as well as the techie side of video and YouTube and all of that, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't ever miss a video from me, because I'm awesome and you're awesome and we should be awesome together. And until next time, bye y'all.